Heinz word that they love. Don't do that.
Holy moly, Michael is smart, Lieutenant Siru is scared, Chief Engineer Paul Statmans is super sassy, and the Captain is very and clearly brave. Let's talk about Episode 4 now.
Mixties presents the Popcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Brian, that is Shane, and this is the Popcast, and today we're talking about Star Trek Discovery, Episode 4, and I gotta say, while I almost completely hated the first couple episodes, the last two have been a little bit better, this last episode being the better of the four, and just to give a quick summary, there's things I liked, and there's things I didn't like, and there's things I hated, and there's things I loved, and we're going to talk about all of that right now. First, I want to give a big shout out to r/Star Trek on Reddit. You know, when we first jumped into your subreddit and started posting stuff, we didn't get a warm welcome, but now we're getting a nice warm welcome from all of you, and I'm thankful for the upvotes and the comments and the discussions we've had. Shane?
I'm just glad that we've got something to talk about while waiting to do the podcast. You know, after the show airs, I got to go and feel it out. And so the Star Trek subreddit really gives me a great place to go in and get a feel for how the episode went for Trekkies, and also gives me a chance to, you know, kind of flesh it out with people who think the way we think.
Yes. So what you're seeing right now on the screen is you're seeing the opening shot. And we're going to get right in that, but I want to quickly talk about Star Trek Discovery and how it sort of, as a whole, fits into the Star Trek universe. And then we'll go over the recap. And because I had this quick thought. Remember, Star Trek Discovery takes place 10 years before the original series, which would be, I think, 100 years after Enterprise. You know, a bunch of time before TNG. So
about 100, yeah, 100.
You know, the problems that we talk about in the show, okay? We're Star Trek fans. You know, if you haven't seen our show, we are extreme Star Trek fans. It's our favorite property, it's our favorite IP ever, and we like a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
But the things that we talk about that are negative about the show are because we're not going to lie just because it's Star Trek. We're not going to sugarcoat it or put on rose-colored glasses or whatever, or beer goggles because it's Star Trek. We're not going to do that. There's things that are good, and there's things that are bad, and there's things they need to change, and there's things that maybe we're being nitpicky because we haven't seen the whole plot unfold yet, and I understand that. Okay?
That's our prerogative to be nitpicky, right, until they prove otherwise. I mean, there's just crazy things that happen sometimes that you're going to have to be like, you know, you're going to have to fix it down the road or make us believe it.
Right, yeah, and the whole thing is a Section 31 ship in the Mirror Universe, and you know, that would explain a lot, okay? And if that happens, then I'll go back and I'll you know, re-eat all my words. But so far, there's been a lot of problems, and while I'm liking things, there's also things I'm not liking, and I don't like the difference in canon. So I just want that disclaimer. We are not bashing Star Trek. If anything, we are talking about something that we love, that we feel sometimes in this new show might be being misused. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a lot of devices that they're using in these shows to kind of get you from point A to point B that, you know, are awfully convenient sometimes. But yeah, that's TV for you.
Right. And just like every other television show we review, we're going to review it, and we're going to give our criticism. And I hope that you can stick around and enjoy that with us. And if you disagree with us, please comment below. And if you agree with us, please comment below. Let's have a discussion. We like discussing and talking.
We do. And we got to say, we hit 800 subs.
Oh, snaps. So, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, we hit 800. So that means we're going to have a huge prize to give away. And I believe we're going to share it with everybody on Wednesday, right? We're going to have the competition on Wednesday and announce the winner
Games.
And the prize. Right, which is a surprise.
Yeah,
surprise.
The Hunger Games Lord of the Ring beatdown, right?
And it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, if you're one of our subscribers, make sure you comment below and subscribe so you can make sure you get on that for Wednesday.
This is the last video that will make you eligible for the big, huge prize we're giving away on Wednesday because of the 800 sub milestone bodacious giveaway thing, right?
Right, and then after this, don't give heart. Stay with us on the next episodes because we're going to do a 1,600 sub giveaway. And remember, we gave away a T-shirt of the month club for a year back at 400 subs. 800 subs is even bigger, and 1,600 subs will be an even better prize than that. So stick around.
And there's no slide because it happened late last night, and I haven't had a chance to do graphics. But there'll be a 1,600 sub slide for the next one.
Right.
Wait, at one point we're going to get to 1 million subs, and I'm not going to have enough space on the screen. I hope.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's get into this recap. Star Trek Discovery Episode 4 happened last night, and we open with this crazy cool shot. Now, I gotta admit, when we first open with this landscape that has electricity and it's all this crazy stuff, I was like, oh no, what else is Star Trek Discovery going to ruin for me right now?
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting start to the show.
Yeah.
And, because you definitely think it's something that's happening out in space. I thought this was actually pretty creative and something we'd never seen before.
Super creative. Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool.
I went from like, oh, bummer, they're about to ruin something I love to, oh, that is awesome. And we've never seen how the replicator works. I'm so glad we were able to see that. That was really. Yeah.
I love that. And what was really cool about it is I really didn't get it right away either. So when this whole happens and it kind of bounces out and you see that it's a uniform, even at that moment, I didn't quite get it. I'm like, wait a sec. Are there spores in her uniform? Is this what happens to uniforms on this ship? Right. And until they said, basically, replication complete, and I'm like, oh dang, okay,
that was
cool.
Yeah, that was very, very cool. So we get this first shot of Michael. Now I gotta admit, Michael is, I don't know, I think growing on me is too strong of a term, but I'm disliking her less as you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like I'm being I don't like the show because I'm watching it and I'm being entertained. But
yeah,
when the first couple episodes they really should not have done those prequel episodes. I feel like they should have just started with the Discovery and given us just flashbacks or something, because those first couple episodes really tainted a lot for me. And especially my view of Michael in like general. Right?
Yeah, because she doesn't come across to me Vulcan-esque at all.
No.
In fact, Sonequa, she, prior to this, her claim to fame was being on The Walking Dead for several seasons. And if you go back and watch The Walking Dead, I love The Walking Dead, and she is basically the same character on The Walking Dead that she is on this show.
Right.
Very, very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
So, the problem is there's no... I'm not sure what the acting chops is. Is this just Sonequa Martin Green? Is this who she is as a person? Is this Michael Burnham? Is this, I don't know yet. And I'm not sold on her yet. So
yeah,
I don't feel like she's got her Vulcan. I don't feel any Vulcan emanations coming from her like we did the first couple episodes of the pilot. So I don't know what's happening.
I totally agree with you. But I did feel a little bit of Vulcan when she was studying the Ripper.
Did you? I didn't at all.
I got a little bit of Vulcan out of her when she was sort of, arguing, I guess, with the security officer. But we'll get there. Yeah, but you're right. Most of the time, I get no vibe from her other than, Sonequa. I get the Sonequa.
Yeah,
vibe.
They made this huge connection at the beginning of the show, and I just feel like she's losing. I mean, there needs to be a little more. I mean, she's human, but if you want to keep that Vulcan connection and make us remember that she has anything to do with Vulcan, because this episode, I just pretty much forgot that she had any Vulcan backstory.
Right, yeah. So yeah, you're right. By the way, the lighting, while it was crazy dark the first couple episodes, the lighting is much better at these last two episodes. It definitely has a more J.J. Abrams look. I know it's supposed to be in the Prime universe, so I almost wish it was a little less JJ, but that's being nitpicky, and I'm not going to be nitpicky. I said I wasn't going to be. But the lighting is definitely very much better than it was in the first couple episodes. Now we get a shot of her roommate coming in, and she picked up this case for her because Sonequa. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, you got me doing that now. Michael was in the shower, so she brought this case, and this case is it's her old captain's last will and testament. I gotta ask you, bro. I asked Josh this last week. I'm gonna ask you. What do you feel? How do you feel about this Tilly character?
I think Tilly is a necessary element. They need a fresh kind of face. Every Star Trek series has that green recruit type of person. If you can go back and almost on every episode, even Data, who was kind of wide-eyed for the Next Generation. You had Chekhov in the original series. You had Harry from Voyager. You always have this green kind of recruit person that kind of gives you the perspective of somebody who doesn't really, who's still trying to learn the ropes. And so I think that her character now, unfortunately, she's like extraordinarily irritating.
Yes.
So
I'm so glad we got there.
And I don't like, almost to the point of like, I don't know if Michael has earned her, Christ-like devotion, but yet somehow she's getting it.
Well, she saved her from the Ripper in the last episode.
Right. But she even had that kind of before that, ever since they've been roommates. It's this kind of weird, I'll do anything for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little
and
awkward.
It's a little weird, a little awkward. I'm willing to give it time to see where it goes, but at this point, she's like her woman servant, I guess is what you would call her. And it's a little bit odd.
Yeah, it was funny. Last week, I asked Josh, "Do you think she'll ever be a captain?" He goes, "Oh, hell no."
Oh yeah, that's the line. I'll be a captain someday.
Like,
I don't know.
No, you won't.
She doesn't seem to have the qualities yet, but she needs to have a moment with Michael where she's like, "Yo, listen up, woman." She needs to have one of those moments. Harry Kim had one of those moments with Tom Paris. Even with the captain.
Yeah, he'd be doting, but he'd also be strong.
Yeah, you got to have that. She's got to grow a pair.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm saying that in a way. You know what I mean?
She needs to show her strength at some point.
Yes.
And show her worth. Why is she there? What is important about that character? Why do we need to see her and apply a name to her? Why is she not just another red shirt or some other random person, I guess black shirts in this universe, walking around that we don't know their name of, and when they die, we have no connection? Why do we need to feel a connection to Sylvia Tilly? Why?
Yeah.
What is her worth?
I don't know. I know.
And why is she going
Mary
on the border
Wiseman,
power? Why the boarding power party to that ship? Why do they put importance on her? We haven't seen that as the audience, right?
Well, I feel they sent her out there because they were going to look for basically find out what happened and also get equipment. She's part of engineering. She's part of that whole group that works on this drive.
Apparently, there's a few
that's
hundred
why
engineers, though, right? You're gonna take this fresh, brand new cadet that has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it must be because she has worth. She must be smarter than other people in a certain field. And I know she said she was a microbiologist or something like that. I forgot what it was. Biologist in some degree. But we need to, as the audience, we need to go, you need to tell us why we need to feel connected to this particular cast member.
Right. What's the skill that she brings to the table for the group?
Yeah, why is she important? Okay, so we had this great shot in the lift. Turbo Lift. Other shows are clouding my brain right now, and this conversation between Michael and Lieutenant Suru is interesting. We see his ganglies come out. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's cool.
So she is clear. She knows what those are. I guess people are aware of what those are. That means he's like frightened or he feels anticipation of danger, right?
Right.
Interesting. So that's like Goosebumps for like us or something. I'm not sure, but that's a really cool thing. I would suck being the guy that, like, how do you play a card game when those little things come out of your neck? You know?
Yeah, that would be tough. You definitely would be. Oh, he's got
a bad hand. Lieutenant Tsuru got nothing. He's bluffing. They're like they're flying around like, yeah, we know you're bluffing, Lieutenant Tsuru.
He comes in wearing like a hat and like a
neck pillow
down the back, right? Yeah. No, you ain't gonna see nothing.
He's gonna wear a full-on scarf and a helmet.
Right. Sunglasses.
Yeah, but I thought that was interesting, and I like this character a lot. This is one of the things I like about this show is Lieutenant Tsuru. I said it in the first 3 episodes.
You're really gonna like him next week. Next week, this character's gonna grow legs.
Like literally?
Well, he has legs, but I mean, what's going to happen is you're going to see him put in a situation where he's going to be challenged, and I like that.
That's great. I like this character a lot. I don't like that this guy is the first officer on a vessel, and we've never seen his species ever.
That's tough.
In 300 years from now, we've never seen his species. It's hard for me to get past that, but even though we've never seen his species again in the next 300 years of Star Trek.
Wait, isn't he the second officer?
No, he's the first officer. Right now, he's the first officer. He was the second officer on the first ship, on the first 2 episodes.
Interesting. Are you sure?
Positive. He actually says in the lift here, he says, as first officer, I find it my duty to know where everyone's at and what they're doing.
Okay, gotcha.
So like I was saying, he's the first officer on board a very important starship, and we've never seen that species again. So I'm almost hoping at this point that we're in a mirror universe to explain some of the non stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe they explain it. Maybe his species just doesn't want to venture out again after this. I don't know. Either way,
it's funny. I thought that Commander Landry was the first officer. Is that not true?
No, Commander Landry is not. She was a security officer, right?
She's a security officer. Ah, okay. I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's dead. Spoiler alert!
No, I know. I didn't really want to talk about that yet, but for some reason I kept thinking that because he kept going. She really had the feel of the first officer on the bridge, and that's probably another problem with Tsuru, is that you don't feel like he has any authority. No. And that I really hope that changes next episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. So we get to the bridge, and this is when we see the captain in action. Another part of this episode I really loved. Even though I might not necessarily like Jason Isaacs very much, the actor, I certainly, because of his comments, I certainly love this character. And Captain Gabriel is badass. I mean, to lack of other words.
Yeah, no, Captain Lorca is really. I like this character. I like his motivation. I like the fact that he commands his bridge and his ship.
Yeah.
I don't know why he tolerates kind of the weird back talking.
Yeah. We're gonna get to that. I don't understand that. It's super insubordination, right? How is that okay on a Starfleet ship?
I don't know. It's very weird to me.
But the way he commands that bridge and his presence is definitely Starfleet captain. It feels right. It feels like this is a person you should follow. His entire crew, when he speaks, looks at him with reverence, and I like that, except for a couple.
Yeah.
And when they fail this simulation, that speech he gives, where he's like, "Everybody's dead. How does that feel?" I'm sure it feels really polite. You guys are all acting very polite right now, but you're all dead. That was a really cool, there's no politeness in war. We have to win. There's no losing here. Losing means the end of us and everything we love. And I just love that mentality that he's bringing into this. This is obviously a war-based Star Trek show. We've never had that before. And I think that I like that being new. You know, and if that's the new stuff he was talking about when he was talking about fans not liking it, I don't know why he would say that. People are gonna like that. It's the non-canon stuff that bothers me, but I don't mind a wartime Starfleet.
No, I don't mind either. I mean, he's a little bit. There's something missing from his character. I mean, he's doing a really good job, but he doesn't really seem to care about any of his crew. They're tools to him.
It's true.
And you know, it's one thing to, you know, the mission is number one, you know, but in leadership, you know, having, even though you're tough and you're difficult, I mean, you go back to like Kirk, right? And he was kind of a jerk, you know, kind of to some degree on the bridge, but you know, he cared about his troops.
Right.
And you can tell that when he engaged them. I have not seen Captain Lorca in a situation where he actually cares about his troops yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. I hope that we're going to get there, because if once we get there, it'll make a very well-rounded captain. If we never get there and he ends up being the villain of this story, I will be very unhappy.
That would not bode well.
No, for anybody. So he calls Michael up to the bridge, and they're going to his menagerie. That's what I'm calling it, because I don't know what else to call it. His office, his war office. And apparently it's just an office filled with a ton of super deadly weapons, including, but not limited to, Mr. Ripper.
Yes, Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig himself. Okay.
And honestly, that's just a great name for that.
Thank
you for that character.
I'm glad that stuck. We said that the last episode, and it just sort of stuck.
It does. It sticks.
So Man Bear Pig, aka Ripper, is you know what he looks like? You know, I didn't realize this before. He looks like a grown-up version of they're actually called bears.
Bugbears.
The bugbears.
That's
a Dungeons.
That's a Dungeons and Dragons reference, bro.
Well, they're called something bears. I always forget what they're called, but like they're these little tiny microscopic creatures that apparently can survive anything. Like probably the vacuum of space. These things are like so hardy, and they live in the oceans of Earth. And they're Tello or something or others, but they actually call them something bears. And they're little microscopic things. And when they blew them up, when she looked at it, like that's what it looks like. It looks like a big grown-up version of that eats spores. And I found that really fascinating. This is what I didn't find fascinating, guys, is the next scene where we get to the Klingons. Oh my god! I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it
too, man.
I'm hating the Klingons.
I am too. I just don't like it. I don't like the way they look.
I don't like the way they talk.
It doesn't feel. I don't know the way they talk. It just doesn't feel very good.
Okay, if you disagree with us, look, I'm gonna give you an example. Ready? Shane. Hot let the bun. Should
Home some emo. I come on. What I just said there was, shut up. I don't like these Klingons.
Yes, because like, imagine if we did a show in that.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
And, like, I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, and you know, there's potential in the storyline and what's happening and this outcast of a Klingon and the fact that I like what the story could be for the Klingons and where they're going to go with it, but I can't stand looking at them. And I honestly am tired of the subtitles.
Yes,
I'm tired of the subtitles, and I just let them have a universal translator for the audience, please.
I'm so happy that we're on the same page. I was worried that when we did this, when we got this section, we were going to disagree because I hate them so much that if you were like, they're not that bad, I would have had a hard time continuing the show.
And the character, the Vulcan, and this is probably the Vulcan, the Klingon that plays the guy who the torchbearer. I don't have his name in front of me right now, but he actually is coming off so weak and so pathetic. And I guess that's maybe where this character would be, and that's going to change in future episodes. But I am not feeling the what is it, the charisma that I felt from the first Klingon actor that was killed
No.
in this actor. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there, but when we go to a Klingon scene, I'm like, I know I got to watch this because it forwards the story, but I wish I could just fast forward.
I think it's Kenneth Mitchell plays Cole, right?
Okay, yeah, that's him.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. I wish we could just fast forward the show. You can't do it with All Access, unfortunately. Oh wait, yeah, you can. You can go forward.
You could.
Yeah,
you could. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like them. I don't like, just like you. I don't like the way they talk, the way they look. I hate looking at them. I hate listening to them. I don't know why their voices are so muffled. Like, come on, man. Like, are you really saying those words underneath all that makeup? Does ADR doesn't exist for the show? Why can't you just record them after the fact without all the prosthetics? It just bothers me so much. It's hard to watch. It's hard to follow. And I found that every time the story went from Discovery to the Klingons, I was bummed out. I just didn't want to be there.
And to be honest here, and for producers, Klingons are not alien to us. We've had Klingons for 50 years. Okay, yeah. we don't. They're not alien to us.
I've dressed up as Klingons several times.
Yeah, I mean, on a daily basis, you basically look like a Klingon all the time.
So,
what I'm trying to say is, give us a couple of key, baklak, give us a couple of those, and then go into English. Yeah. That's fine. Just
they're not gonna
go
do
ahead
it, though,
and
man.
let the characters talk.
We have to, and I find myself, when you're watching TV, watching a movie with subtitles is a lot easier than watching TV because, like, you're in, like, your living room or in front of your computer and, like, you're doing other stuff and you're not constantly, like, looking at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you can't multitask this show when they go to the Klingons.
No.
That's for sure.
And not even, like, limited amount of multitasking. I can't even, like, glance at other things on the screen because I gotta be, like, my eyes glued to the bottom portion of the screen. It's hard to deal with, man.
No, it is. It is.
And I know you might, if you disagree with us, please let us know why you think it's. And I don't feel like, well, it makes that genuine is a good answer because this
I don't think
a sci-fi
show. I mean, I believe it already. I mean, we've established it. I mean, and true to the characters, I would like to just not have to. I mean, I don't know. I guess from a artistic standpoint, if you're trying to win awards with the show, I guess if you want to stay real or whatever you want to do, but yeah. I don't know. But right here, basically, this Klingon is self-doubt, struggling. How is he going to bring everybody together? The Klingons are starving. It looks like he's going to pull it off, and he's going to bring the houses together based on this female character who's basically telling him exactly what to do and how to do it. But she's new to us, right?
Yeah,
she wasn't there last week.
She's totally new to us. We've never seen her before.
So she's got her own agenda. It seems like. I don't know. Is she a true believer?
I don't know. She saves him at the end. We'll get there though. Okay, we go back to the Discovery, and at this point, I'm like, oh, thank God, thank God,
Yeah.
Oh God. And we're sitting there with Michael Burnham and Commander Landry, and they are going to study the creature that Commander Landry names Ripper, because that's what it does.
Right.
Now, Michael is trying to explain that this is a creature and not just a murder device. And
we don't know what it is yet.
Right.
We're judging it based on what it did that one time, which, to be frank, it was destroying, killing everybody. So I get why, Commander Landry said that. I mean, she's a galactic idiot, but I get why she felt that way.
Right.
She's not as enlightened as Michael.
No, clearly not as enlightened as Michael. Now, we get to this, the Admiral calls up Captain Lorca and says, look, There's a planet that handles all of our dilithium. It's very important.
40%. Yep.
Sorry, not all, but a good portion. Apologize. Thank you. A good portion of our dilithium, 40%, and they're under attack. And if they go down, the war is going to be hard to win. Besides the fact that there's a bunch of people there that need our help, and you're the only one that can get there in a decent amount of time. So the captain goes, "On it, boss." Heads down to engineering and talks to this sassy douchebag, Paul Stamets. Engineer Paul Stamets.
Yep.
Paul says, "Ain't gonna happen, boss. Can't do it." They go back and forth. He's like, "Well, you better make it happen." And Paul's like, I do what I want. And I'm sorry, I'm just paraphrasing here.
Yeah, totally.
You know what? Okay, let's talk about this character real quick. Let's just do it. Engineer Paul Stamets, I don't like his character because has nothing to do with his orientation or anything like that. I don't like his character because he's an a-hole that doesn't, for some reason, just ignores the chain of command on his Starfleet vessel, complains every waking moment about being there in the first place, as if he's basically being forced to do the work. I just don't understand why this character that just has so much disdain for Starfleet and everything of the war effort is a front and center character to us. That they want us to like him, but he's so unlikable. It's insane how unlikable this guy is.
Well, Captain Lorca nailed it on the head. He said that basically Paul is more concerned with his reputation than he is concerned with saving lives. And he hasn't liked it from the beginning. I believe he's a senior officer aboard the ship.
Yeah.
Although I don't see a rank here in the IMDb. So a senior officer should feel compelled to be, and this is just based on my Navy experience, a senior officer should feel the ability to kind of be blunt with their captain, but not disrespectful to the point of I ain't going to do it. You got to save the crap talking for after they leave the room. And I worked for a captain just like this, Captain Terry Kraft. He's an admiral now in the Pacific. And he was no business, man. He came in, he told you what you wanted, and even if you couldn't do it, he said, I don't care if you can't do it anyways.
Yeah, figure it out.
And it frustrated you. It made you mad and angry. And there were times when you just couldn't do it and you were going to fail. But he wanted you to try at least. And that's kind of what's happening here. And this guy, he basically just calls him out and says, basically calls him there's a great quote from him. He says he's going to be a mushroom farmer or something like that. I can't remember what exactly he told him. But basically this is where he talks about, he says, do you want to be like the great pioneers? And he included Elon Musk in there. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Along with Zephyr Cochrane.
Right.
And cool. I thought that was cool. And then he basically says, or do you want to be a mushroom farmer? I don't have the exact quote in front of me. And that's the truth. He basically says
Lieutenant Stamets.
All right. So I mean that's where it is. He basically called him out and said, you're a whiny, sniveling brat. Get with the program, loser. And that's essentially what he told him. And and he does.
I mean, yeah, he does, and that's great. But right, I'm glad he does. But I feel like they want you to like this character, and he's super unlikable because of everything you just said. All those.
I don't know if they want you to like anybody on this show yet. To be honest with you, I don't see anybody that they're painting into a place.
I feel like they want you to like Sylvia Tilly.
They want you to like Sylvia.
And Michael.
Michael, yeah, they definitely want you to like Michael. Michael's about to become super unpopular since the man bear pig is being tortured. So.
Right, that's the whole other thing. Well, and we go right back to the Klingons, and once again, my heart sinks. Look.
It sounds more Indian to me than Klingon. Have you noticed that? It sounds more like Indian chantish than it does like harsh Klingon, especially when the lead character now is talking that way.
Well, what's funny is when this guy that's on screen right now, when he talks, the antagonist on their vessel, he sounds way more Klingon and doesn't
Yes.
sound muffled. But then the second Light Bearer talks, or his little buddy, it goes right back to being just horrible.
Yeah, weird. Maybe they want to give him different dialect, different patterns of speech, but I don't like it.
Take the
so what's happening here? I know we keep talking about how much we hate this.
All right, well, so this guy shows up and brings a bunch of food and instantly wins over the loyalty and respect of Cole's crew. Seemingly, also Cole's right-hand gal. And it's a
so spiritualism and surviving. Let's find out who's really got the faith, right?
Yeah. The second they're like, the hunger really just sort of, handles everything. So he takes over the vessel basically, and ends there. It looks like betrayal from all sides for Cole. I didn't get more screenshots because I honestly didn't want to watch any more of this scene. Then we're back on the ship, and I gotta say, I took a screenshot particularly of this crewman because I wanted to talk to you about it.
Is it the Borg? It looks like a Borg implant.
Yeah, this thing is, I want to say cool, right?
Okay.
I hope that we get to see more from this character. Right now, she's sort of just background noise.
Yeah, the character's name is Kyla Detmer, played by actress Emily Coots.
Okay.
And she's in 11 episodes, so she's around.
So we'll get more of her, because I really want to know what the heck that thing on the side of her head is.
Yeah, we need more information.
And one eye looks like it's biomechanical, and the other eye is organic. And I'm pretty sure we didn't have that tech until way late in TNG. Like, one of the last couple of TNG movies, like First Contact, is when Geordi was able to get those fake eyes.
Yeah, that's definitely I mean, it screams Borg at me, but also it's almost not cool enough to be Borg. Almost like it's more homemade or something.
Right. So we need to know more about this, like now. I need to know. Well, they do their first spore jump and it doesn't go well. They They
let's jump into the sun.
Yeah, they jump into one of the various suns out there, stars, and they got to get away quick. And a great shot of the Discovery, literally on top of a ball of giant, plasma, the sun. So they're still working on it. This shot was great. Not just because we got to see this guy get his get his face punched. We got to see some of the medical tech, and on Star Trek, we don't think we've ever actually seen it. I think we've seen parts of it, but like because of graphics we have now, we can actually see like the wounds healing and the bones mending with the tech.
Right.
It's really cool.
It's much more realistic nowadays.
Right. Back in the day, they would just have it like slow, like it would fade from being like makeup to like regular scanner, right?
Yeah. They would basically fade it into a shot where it was healed.
Right. So that's really cool. I like that tech. And I like this doctor because he doesn't like Paul Lieutenant Stamets. You can tell.
Guess. It's hard to tell. They're all such, little pessimistic punks.
I don't know. Yeah.
They're also what's the word? Sarcastic. And I like a little bit of sarcasm, but my gosh, does everybody have to be sarcastic?
Yeah.
And, the security officer's sarcastic and full of crap. The doctor's sarcastic. The head engineer's sarcastic. The captain is a single-minded white whale looking Captain Ahab. And Michael Burnham is isolated and I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going on. The characters are not very well-rounded yet, and I guess that's going to take time. But I immediately did not like this doctor.
Well, I only liked him because when Lieutenant Stamets talked, this guy gave it right back, no questions, no hold barred.
Sort of. I didn't see that he was. He was almost like Paul Stamets was kind of talking back at the captain, and then the doctor was kind of I don't know. It was just really a weird exchange. I didn't
like
it.
the badge. I like the badge with the medical symbol in it. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's different, nice and detailed.
That's new. We haven't seen that before.
A lot of people, I think, say they like this Doctor, and maybe he'll grow on me or something will happen. But the first introduction to him is basically, I
have a question, by the way.
Two characters acting
I just realized that everybody's wearing these comm badges. I guess they're not comm badges yet, maybe? I hope they're not yet. Badges. But they weren't wearing those in TOS.
What's that?
They didn't wear those in TOS, did they?
Yeah, they had the Starfleet emblem.
Oh, like the but it was fabric, right? It wasn't like an actual.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it didn't come off. It didn't do nothing. You didn't have that until the Next Generation.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was communicators, just like it is in another show we won't talk about that we watch that review on Wednesday nights.
You know what's you mean on Friday? There it comes out Thursday.
The Orville.
Yeah. Dude, you know what would have been great if this show came out between TOS and TNG.
Yes, I was thinking that myself.
It would have made more sense.
Yeah, I mean they can't get the Klingon War without it, which is why they couldn't do that. But it would make so much more sense.
Make another species. Make another species, dude.
Which they already did.
And they did essentially. They did make another species, right?
They did, yeah.
Okay, so
let's keep going.
Yeah, so Commander Landry decides that she wants to rip the claws off the Ripper.
Stupidest security officer I've ever seen.
Yeah, and she tries to,
so dumb.
I guess, sedate it and then open the pen with the weapon, by the way, that they tried to shoot it with on the other ship that just pissed it off.
She didn't even check to see if the sedation actually happened. She's like, do the sedation protocol. Okay, and an open door. I mean, like, what? Yeah. I mean, it was so dumb. I mean, I almost am like, with the writers, I'm like, okay, maybe you want her out of there and she dies. Okay, great. I didn't like the actress anyways. I didn't like the character. So that's fine that you kill her. But gosh, so stupidly.
Yeah, I agree. One thing about this shot, though, I got to bring up. I'm pretty sure there's a face hugger bottom right of that shot in the
Oh, from Alien?
Yeah, that's what that is, right?
It looks kind of like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
And it looks like the very top one is a Jem'Hadar mask, the face helmet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And underneath that is the creature that takes over their brain in Wrath of Khan.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's that weird scorpion-looking thing that, like.
Is it?
Yeah. Remember in TNG, those creatures that like take over certain Star Trek. Not Wrath of Khan. Sorry. Remember the creatures that like the parasites that like in TNG that took over like the top brass.
Yes.
That's what they look like. That's what that looks like.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was also Wrath of Khan. They went in their ears. Same thing.
Oh, okay. It was something. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, and I'm pretty sure it's a face hugger. I'm almost positive that they went to the store, purchased a face hugger, just put it.
It looks alien. Put it in.
Yeah. So Commander Landry gets ripped up by the Ripper, and I guess you're supposed to feel like either shocked or surprised or bummed out or something like that.
Got none of that.
I feel nothing.
No, I feel
like she's dumb and she probably deserved it. This Darwinism at work.
She had it coming.
She's lucky. I'm glad Michael didn't suffer for her mistakes.
Yeah, from the moment the security officer meets them in the shuttle bay and says, "Oh, look what the trash brugged in," I'm like, "Oh, I hate this person immediately."
Yeah. I
mean, from the moment she was just a piece of garbage. So herself. So I'm happy that she's gone and bye.
Bye, Landry.
Just a small way to prove Michael Burnham's correct yet again. So that's fine.
Yeah, rip her up. Okay, so guess what, guys? We're back to the Klingons. Although I love
get away from those guys.
Graphics were amazing in this scene. It was so great when they're like walking around the old ship, the what's it called? Some Japanese word.
So here's my question. And I immediately when this happened, so I guess this must be in an area controlled by Klingons, because I'm not sure why we would leave our stuff there if we could either destroy it. It's awfully easy access for the enemy.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but what I do know is we lost the battle there. That's where it's at. It's where we lost the battle. They didn't move the ship. I guess Cole's ship was damaged to the point where it can't move, and so he's basically in this graveyard of ships.
Okay, but I guess it's controlled by. I'm just saying we wouldn't just leave.
We didn't go back to finish the job. That's weird.
I mean, we got an active dilithium. Our computers obviously working. The Starfleet computers working.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of information there. That just seems like it would have been a priority to make sure that didn't get in enemy hands. But all right.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Shane.
Thank you.
I mean, we had self-destructs back in Enterprise a couple hundred years ago, so.
Holla.
Interesting. Okay. Well, either way, the graphics were really cool.
Yeah, they were very cool.
The armor was really cool. And they pressurize it or whatever, so you can get the computer and the dilithium chamber for their ship, and everything is seemingly going great. Him and his buddy, they get the dilithium chamber, and they head back to their ship, and then that's when it goes back to Discovery, and another sigh of relief.
Yeah, but did you feel the sexual tension between those Klingons, my friend?
No.
Oh, all right.
Was there sexual tension? A
little bit. Uncouple? I don't know.
Maybe it's sort of hard to feel uncouple it. Oh, I'm gonna uncouple it. Yeah.
Well, Klingons usually,
if they said those, if they said that, right? They attack each other when they. But if they had said those things, maybe I would have said it. But what's what I heard?
Couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're back on the Discovery, and we make an interesting discovery. Tilly brings her these spores. Michael feeds the spores to once again being her illegal woman servant. She drops the spores inside the containment, opens it up, and this on a hunch, risk her life and Tilly's life on a hunch. She can't put the spores down and put the force field back up. No. Let's put the spores down and just wait and then stand there. No, kneel there.
I'm like dumbest security officer of all time. Now dumbest ex-convict, ex-first officer of all time. Come on. I mean, obviously not gonna kill her. I mean, I think the man bear pig was. I looked like he was about to make out with her or something. I don't know what the heck was going on here.
Dude,
but it was a little bit weird.
For real though, you could have sold this scene a lot better if you were like, computer, open up 5-inch, 5x10-inch hole in force field and drop the spores, and then opened them, and then stood back behind the force field and turned the freaking light on so you can see what's happening. And
well, on this ship, it doesn't seem like anybody actually talks to the computer. I don't know if I've heard anybody actually talk to the computer.
In the Turbolift they do, like Bridge.
Okay,
correct.
That's true.
It would have made more sense, and it would have added credibility to Michael. But that's not what happened. Instead, she risked her and Tilly's life on a hunch, and took no precautions, and that's it. And apparently she was right. Thank God, because it didn't kill them both.
What are the odds? She'd be right on that.
Yeah, what are the odds? It eats the spores. It realizes that Michael's a friend somehow, and then decides to instantly start making out with Michael. Yeah.
So Man Bear Pig is basically a giant dog that if you feed it, then it will be nice to you.
Right. That's what we're dealing with. Man Bear Pig. Okay, so Tilly is looking relieved. Oh, that's awesome. And what I would have done about her? Here's the spores. If you're going to open that without precautions, I'm going to leave.
But no, the blind trust. Well, okay. Well, Michael Burnham says so. I'm going to stand here and wait for my fate to occur.
Whatever Michael says. Apparently, Man Bear Pig is really into the spores. They're doing some research. They realize it actually is into the spores. It is the supercomputer they need. It's somehow connected to all the spores and the mushrooms.
And this is what I was talking about a reach.
Yeah.
And like when they're using a device, it's like the knowledge that Michael Burnham gains through several of these episodes now is just almost instantaneous magic. You know, there's really not. I mean, I didn't see from it eating the spores, and even her explanation of its working with the spores. There was not a very good explanation as to how all of a sudden now it can navigate. She almost came out with, well, maybe it knows how to navigate, and I'm like, that was a big reach.
Yeah,
you know, but I mean, she's supposed to be super smart, so maybe, but I don't know. It didn't seem super believable to me. I mean, it's an interesting storyline, and I think it works. But it was definitely divisive.
Dude, the spore drive in general is just weird to me. It's a fascinating type of drive, but I feel like it doesn't fit in Star Trek very well. Like, we had the Elkonians and their gateways that did this instantaneous travel thing back in the day.
Wormholes.
Yeah, wormholes and whatnot, but this whole spore, basically the spores are like the microscopic, they're all over the universe. They're like the muscles and tendons of the known universe, and through some kind of quantum entanglement or something, I guess, that you can use them to travel within seconds anywhere you want, right?
Well, the only way this is going to work is if this man-bear pig is the only creature of its kind, and somehow they kill it by overusing it, and then it'll leave a message for how we are destroying the Earth.
And maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. Then, because this tech has to be lost to time and history, even if it's Section 31.
Yeah.
Unless it's an alternate reality to our Star Trek, well, there is nobody who's ever talked about this form of travel. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and all the conversations we've had about traveling and the different types of travel, because every version of Star Trek has a, you know, they try out there's some new way to travel, there's some new speed, this whatever, and they're all a little bit fantastic, but none of them are like, you know, why don't we try that spore drive again? You know?
Well, there was in Voyager, there was apparently if you reach the magic warp 10 speed, you could technically be in any location at any time at any point. Which Tom Paris, that's when he had that weird episode where he transformed into the creature or whatever it was, where he demolecularized. So there was supposedly that magic, you reach a certain speed, and I don't know if you remember that episode where he actually, you know, saw himself at every point in the entire known universe.
I remember something like
that.
I think it had something to do with slipstream drive or transwarp drive or something like that.
Yeah, and you had to get to, I think you had to reach that magic number, apparently, that got you to all points. So, I mean, there is something that this is not the first time Trek has talked about being able to be at any location at any time because you're going so fast or whatever. It happened in Voyager, so I don't know.
Yeah, I get that, but this is a completely different drive. And my thing is, they're saying that we need a supercomputer to do all the math. Instead, we're going to use Man-Bear Pig. You're telling me we don't get a computer good enough by TNG to be able to use the spore drive, even if Man-Bear Pig is the last of his species and he dies?
Maybe not. I mean, but I don't know. It's just like somehow this has to be lost in time. I mean, I don't remember even if it is, you know, a secret, you know, secret secure Section 31. They didn't travel instantaneously throughout the galaxy, throughout the you know, the known universe. So I don't know. Something weird is going on here, and it's going to have to, if they're going to stick to canon, and they're not going to split off or something. So
yeah. So we go back to the Klingons, and this is when the betrayal happens.
You get a little food scene there.
Yeah, all the Klingons are chowing down. That's very Klingon. Blah. And they're chowing down, and this guy's like, "Hey, these are provisions for my ship," and they betray him. I'm sorry, I'm skimming over the Klingon stuff, but I honestly, I just don't care at this point.
Yeah. So So basically, they're all. This is where he actually decides he's going to kill Cole because he doesn't need him anymore, basically, and she saves him.
Right. Cool. We're back on board the Discovery, and Man-Bear Pig is inside the chamber. and apparently he's hooked up to the spores, and they're ready to go into war. And that was a really quick way to hook up this organic being you have known nothing about into your drive.
Right. How did they get it there, get it set up, connect the things to its nipples? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
How is that not going to be hostile, right?
Yeah. Yeah, why is that thing not like just like losing it and just killing everybody at this point?
Right.
Anyways.
Now it's just sad. It's depressed. That's why. It's a sad man.
Remember, there's things about this episode we loved and things about we didn't like, and this is part of the
No, I mean, it was entertaining. I mean,
yeah, the whole episode was entertaining. I just didn't like the
I'm going to keep it real.
And there's certain things that just don't add up to me, right?
Yeah. Doesn't mean I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, I am talking a lot of garbage today, I guess.
Yeah, and we're just recapping it, bro. That's all we're doing. Okay, we're not we don't go into these reviews like, okay, we are going to talk trash the whole time because we hate Star Trek and we want Star Wars to be better or something. No.
Whoa, no, not at all.
Not the case whatsoever. We love Star Trek. We're just recapping it. These are actual problems that need to be addressed, and if you feel like you can address them in the comments and explain to us why we're wrong, please do, because these are actual problems.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked the idea behind using the creature and then they showed a star chart, and that was cool, the way that all came together. I just, it's hard to imagine that the creature wouldn't just break that glass and kill everybody. So.
Right, if he's being hurt, why wouldn't he? Right, yeah.
Right.
Okay, but we get this really cool scene. When they plug the creature in, they show up over the planet, and they knock out a couple of birds of prey, like, pretty instantaneously, which is great.
Right.
And then this happens. The captain's like, wait for it.
Okay, yeah. You're thinking the same thing I am, right? I'm like,
yeah.
Like, why is he just waiting? I mean, there was no indication. I mean, I guess they didn't need to get closer and closer to just shoot you until your shields are gone. So I'm not sure why. That was not explained very well.
Yeah, it wasn't. And his entire crew had no idea what he was doing. But then at one point he's like, okay, go.
Yeah. What's even better is they disappear without knowing whether or not they destroyed all the Klingons anyways.
And
so they left these mines. So what if he missed? What if he didn't get one of them and it just went out and basically killed everybody? Right? And destroyed the entire mining operation and all the people, and you didn't really know. I mean, it was just a weird way. I mean, what are those weapons? And what the heck?
Are they like proton torpedoes or?
I don't know. Section 31 secret stuff that us fans don't know anything about. It was just a really kind of. I love that they warped in, warped out, and they killed him. Blah blah blah. But if the writers thought they were being like super cool about this is the way we're gonna kill these Klingons, and we're not going to have to explain a dang thing. Well, congratulations. That's exactly what you did, because you didn't explain anything.
They didn't even
and I still don't know how he just blew up 3 birds of prey.
Yeah, they used the spore drive, dude. That was the spore drive animation. Was like it spin like a top and then disappeared.
Which looked cool.
Looked awesome.
Yeah,
but this poor man bear pig got those things hooked up to his nipples. You weren't joking, bro.
You can see it. They are. They're hooked to his nipples.
They're literally hooked up to his nipples.
Right. And then he's making
poor bastard.
Right. Get him on.
I almost want to lift my shirt right now and be like,
But, so somebody explain to me what these mines were that they left. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry that he did that. No one should have to watch that. There's blind. Dude, you just made people blind out there. That is so wrong. I kind of look like a bear pig now.
Okay.
What the heck? So what were those? Were those mines?
I guess it was mines or like torpedoes or some kind of maybe.
How did it blow
maybe it was a warp core or something. I don't know.
I didn't even get the feeling that the Klingons were really getting closer and closer. I mean, they were just
shooting.
Was like, I don't know.
Okay, closer. He goes, go. Everybody's like, you know what's funny? If I was on that bridge, like, do what, sir?
What's supposed to happen?
Where are we going? Because he didn't explain anything. He's just like, okay, go. And you're like, go
that was
what?
weak.
That
Cool
was,
visually, but
cool
weak
visually,
story writing.
but weak in the story. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Get that picture of Man Bear Pig off.
All
there.
right.
I can't look at it anymore.
Poor Man Bear
Awful.
Pig. Look at that poor bastard.
Stop it. Oh my gosh, it's awful.
Okay, and then we get the Discovery with this cool top thing where it like spins like a top rope and disappears. It's a really cool way of.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that
good.
visualization. That's awesome. And then everybody's like, "Who saved us, Daddy?" I want to answer. We'll never know.
Look, it looks like Children of Dune. That's hilarious.
We'll never know because they just left a bunch of mines and left real quick.
Let's call Starfleet and see what happens.
They didn't come down to like assist with us in medical repairs. They didn't.
Nothing, man. Just left them there,
Just
and
like-
then they're gone.
Boom, we're out.
Right. So what if would it be funny if like 3 more Klingon bird of prey just kind of like showed up right at that moment and be like, oh, well, we lost everybody, but oh well. I mean,
the technology works, Admiral. I
I know
the
they're
entire planet's
secret.
decimated, Captain. But it works, right? We're fine. We're fine.
I mean, help is probably another at least 48 hours away, right?
Yeah.
Another 2 days away. I don't know. Seemed
Yeah.
like-
Interesting. No, it was 84 hours, what she said. Something like that.
yeah, I don't know how much time elapsed. They said they had 6 hours before they were going to be completely destroyed. So I'm assuming you're right that there's at least 78 hours left
Yeah, so like 3 days.
before somebody can get there. So
Interesting. And again, we got a great shot of them in dead
Nice.
space. I like that.
that's the one thing about this show. It's a beautiful show.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, it really is just beautifully made.
I mean, even the things hooked up to Man Bear Pig's nipples is graphically intense to me.
what? It's intense, all
I
right.
love the way Man Bear Pig looks with those things on his nipples.
We got to move on. We got to move on. You and your
I
Bigfoot.
thought you were joking when you were like they hooked up to his nipples, and I get to
No!
that shot. And it's actually hooked up to his nipples.
Yeah, no, it's torture. For real.
That's great. Okay, so we go back to the Klingons, and let's bring the mood way down. And this is when he's like, he grabs her by the face, and she's like, "I got a plan." And God, they look so horrible. They look so weird. Oh,
Well, so let me ask you this. So she was talking about apparently he's going to go to her house, which is women. Is that what you got from it? Because I didn't quite catch exactly what was supposed to happen. He's supposed to go to another house where they're going to teach him things that he did not know. It's some kind of weird stuff going on here. with
I don't
these
know.
Klingons.
You know what? If you guys know what happened in this scene, maybe you speak Klingon. Maybe you, or you read the script or the subtitles. Do me a favor. Let us know below what the heck she's talking about, where is he going, and what the plan is for this character.
Yeah, because apparently he has to sacrifice everything in order to do it.
But he doesn't have anything. He
doesn't have anything.
He has nothing but his own skin on his own back at this point, right?
Yeah, I guess he's going to have to sacrifice his Klingon entity, like humanity, but Klingon entity. I don't know. Maybe he becomes a monster. I don't know.
I don't know. And we're back, and she opened up that time capsule thing, the last will and testament.
You kind of figured that was going to happen anyways. I guess at this point, Michael needs to stop feeling guilty about what happened. Is that the purpose here?
Yeah.
So she can move on.
And they also give us the shot of the last, so far the last female character I actually liked on this show.
Good point.
So far, because who knows? They're gonna grow. I hope at some point.
I hope so too. And the Michael Burnham character can grow. I just don't know if Sonequa can pull it off. We'll see.
We'll see. And that's it, man. And then we fade into the preview, and I'm not gonna talk about that because that's for next week's show.
Well, I did give away a few things I thought, but that's cool though. I mean, it gives us something.
Shane.
Let me tell you what it did for me. It really saved it for me because I wasn't that curious about what was going to happen next week, to be honest with you. I don't think it left us in a place that was like, because basically the cliffhanger for this one was, ooh, let's wait and see what's going to happen with the Klingons next week.
Right.
But I really don't care what's going to happen to the Klingons. I want to know what's going to happen to Discovery, and we weren't left with a link to next episode. So I needed that preview, so to speak, in order to be able to feel like, where are we going?
I'm gonna have to rewatch this episode of our show because I'm fairly certain that you can make a drinking game out of all the things we complain about.
And I hate to complain about so much. It's just, it's hard not to, because there is so much kind of BS going on here. I mean, there's some really cool things, and by no warping of the imagination will I say I don't want to watch the show. I do. I still
clearly
want to see it. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm fingers crossed that the characters will grow in ways that will make the show better. And hopefully they're doing that, as they've already written these shows. They've already shot these shows. So hopefully it's happening. And by the time we get to the end of the first season, we'll know whether or not it's worthy of another season.
Yeah. I got a idea. We should do an episode of our show where we watch Star Trek. We'll put it like in the bottom of the screen, right? And we'll each have a bottle of our favorite booze, and we'll take shots every time they break canon.
No, we'll be drunk, but 15 minutes into the show.
It's like
it's impossible.
Cut to 15 minutes in. I'm like, I'm just lying on. I'm just on the computer. You're laughing.
It's gonna have to be fruit punch for me, man.
Okay. That's it for us, man. That was the show. God, I love doing these shows with you, Shane. The day after Discovery is always a fun time. Please comment below. Please subscribe. Please hit the alert button. Give us the hat. You're already sitting in that section. You know you want to. Just hit the subscribe button, okay?
Hit the bell.
Remember, 1,600 now. We get to 1,600. I can't do it. When we get to 1,600, we're going to do another giveaway. And this Wednesday, we'll be filming and releasing our big giveaway reveal and who won. And for 800 subs, I'm so happy that you guys got us there. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. Share it.
Love commenting with you guys. Love talking with you guys back and forth.
Let us know down below if you disagree, or if you agree, or if you have something to say. We want to talk to you. We really enjoy it. It's become our thing now. It's something we like to do. Like, we're sitting there just reading comments. It's fantastic.
Well, yeah, and also don't forget we've got 15 episodes left for the super boxing video that we're going to do, where we give away all kinds of cool stuff. I got something from outer space. I know I keep saying it, but there's different things that we're going to put into a box for you and send to you. There's 15 shows left, so make sure you comment and subscribe to also get into that.
Yes. Okay, guys, that's it for us. We'll be back on Wednesday with our Hunger Games style giveaway reveal. And then, of course, on Thursday with our Survivor episode, and on Friday with the Orville. And there is not a movie review for a couple weeks, but I'm telling you right now, when we come back, we're coming back hard with, like, Thor and the Justice League and all kinds of fun stuff. And we're going to pepper in other shows. We'll see. Don't forget, next week we're also coming back with The Flash on Wednesdays. So that's going to be great. That's going to be fantastic. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks for sticking around this whole hour-long show. Thank you, and thank you for not disconnecting and unsubscribing the second I showed you my nipples, because I'm glad to throw that out.
Wow.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you on Wednesday.
See ya.